Hi guys, it's Katie. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions. I have a whole heap of new makeup to try out, some of which you saw in my last video, which was a massive haul, and then I've also picked up some other goodies along the way. So I'm so excited to try out everything. Hopefully I find some new Holy Grail products. That would be amazing. I'm just so excited. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave and check out my social media links below. And let's just go ahead and get started. Let's get straight into it. So here I have the Australis Makeup Primer Spritz. Now everything in this video from Australis and Eyeko Cosmetics as well as Sigma Beauty was very kindly sent to me. So I am so excited to try out these products that I may not have picked up myself. So here is the, like I said, Makeup Primer Spritz, and it says it creates a fresh and long-lasting base with a simple spritz. So I'm just going to shake it up. This just feels really nice and refreshing on the skin. It's left my skin feeling a little bit tacky, which is nice because that will help the grip of the foundation on my skin and will help the foundation last longer. For primer, I'm taking the Milani Prime Light Face Primer, and this says it is strobing and pore minimizing and oil free, and at the back it says it hydrates and instantly brightens the skin as well as creating a smooth canvas and a flattering glow. So that sounds fabulous. So I'm just gonna apply that straight to my face. I definitely wouldn't say this is as illuminating as like my Becca Backlight Priming Filter or my Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops, but it has left like a nice subtle glow to the skin. For foundation, I am so excited for this one. I have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation, and this is in the shade Chai, which looks like it's gonna match my fake tan perfectly, which I'm so happy about. And this is apparently a really full coverage foundation, which I'm all about those full coverage foundations, so I am so excited to try this. Just take one pump and then I'm gonna distribute it around the face. It definitely has a scent to it. It has like a floral scent almost. Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of things with scents. Like, I cannot stand it if throughout the day I can smell like a scent on my face. I'm blending that in with the Morphe Y6 brush. Wow, the coverage on this is amazing. But I can really smell like the scent. I can really smell it. Even though Huda Beauty said that you only need one pump for the face, I am going to take half a pump just to add a little bit more coverage around my eyes, just because the one pump didn't really last the whole face for me. I don't know, maybe I have like a big face or something. Now that it's all blended in, thankfully I can't smell the fragrance. Like, thank gosh, otherwise I don't think I could stand it on my face. So definitely glad the fragrance is gone. The coverage of this foundation is beautiful. I love the coverage. The color matches my fake tan perfectly, which I'm so happy about. It is very matte, so someone with extremely dry skin might not like this. I can see a little bit of the primer peeking through, but I think if I didn't have that primer, there definitely wouldn't be that like little glow that it has. It is tacky, which I remember Huda Beauty saying that you don't necessarily need to set this foundation, but I will definitely be setting it. If I didn't, it would slip and slide throughout the day for sure, especially as it is like that does have that little bit of tackiness to it. But overall, I'm impressed. I like this. I like it a lot. Going in with concealer, I'm taking the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. So I'm also so excited for this one. I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm just going to pop this under my eyes, on my eyelids, and I'll blend that out first before applying it to the center of my base, just in case like it dries really quickly or something. Like, I'm not sure how it dries, and I'm going to be blending it out with a damp beauty blender as always. Oh wow, it's blending out seamlessly. Blends out so well. Oh my gosh. It seriously blends out so beautifully. Like, I'm not putting in any effort right now, and it's just blending out perfectly. Before I set everything, I'm going to be going in with the Sigma Brilliant Shimmer Cream. Now, I'm assuming this is like a cream highlighter, so I'm just going to take that with my beauty blender. Take it on my beauty blender, sorry. And I'm just going to be popping this on the tops of my cheekbones. This definitely provides more of a subtle glow than like my Cover FX drops or my Anastasia Liquid Glow highlighters. But the glow is definitely still there. So if you're more into like a subtle highlighter, then this one might be for you. Always before setting my face, I go back in with my Beauty Blender just to blend out the creases from the concealer that I use, just to ensure that we're not setting the creases. But this concealer really hasn't creased at all, which I'm really impressed about. To set the face, I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Now, I like the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I probably don't reach for it as much just because it's like a medium coverage and I love my full coverage, but it is definitely like a asset to my collection. So I'm really excited to try the matching powder. So I'm just gonna go in and set my under eyes with that. I like how this isn't too powdery. Like, although I do like my Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder, it is very powdery and I'm coughing and splattering every time I use it because clouds of smoke are going everywhere. So I like how this one doesn't do that. Yeah, this has set my face really nicely. Like, my skin doesn't look heavy or cakey at all. So I like it. So far, so good. Let's move straight on to bronzing the skin. So I have here the Makeup Geek Cosmetics Sunkissed Fair Skin Bronzer. So I'm just going to go straight in and just bronze up the skin. This looks to be a fairly sheer bronzer. I have like dipped into the product numerous amount of times to try and build up the pigment. I'm just going to switch over to a more dense brush. This is the Morphe Y8. Let's try and get a little bit more pigment happening. That made no sense, but you guys get what I mean. So because I've really had to build up this product, it has started to go a little bit like grey and ashy looking around the perimeters of my face, which obviously isn't ideal. I'd rather go for bronzer that, you know, I only have to dip in like once or twice to get the pigmentation that I like. But if you do like a really subtle, just sun-kissed glow, then you might really like this bronzer. But I don't know, probably can't see myself reaching for it that much. I'm going to quickly go back in with that Too Faced powder to bake under this bronzer just to clean it up a little bit. And I'm taking that on the Sigma Edge Kabuki brush, and this is triangular shape, which is perfect to get those really like sharp, crisp lines. I'm just going to leave that powder to sit on my skin for a second while I add some blush. So I'm going to take the ColourPop Pressed Powder Face, and this is in the shade To The Tan. This looks like a gorgeous blush color. So I'm just going to go in with that and apply that to the apples of my cheeks, bring it back towards my temples. This color is beautiful and I like the pigmentation of this blush. You know, it's not too pigmented where you suddenly look like a clown or something, and it's not too sheer where you spend like 20 minutes trying to build it up. So I like it. I'm just wiping that powder away and then we're going to move on to highlighter. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this. I'm going to be taking the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. This is like the softest product I've ever touched. It's like this gorgeous like goldy champagne shade as well, and like it is so flippin' pigmented. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this highlighter is my new obsession. I love it. So that is the face pretty much done. Let's move on to the brows, which I'm a little bit scared about because I definitely like my brow routine the way it is. So let's move on to the brows and see how that goes. I'm going to be going in with the LA Girl Slim Shady Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Medium Brown. It looks to be a good color, and I like how it has a spoolie on the end. That is definitely a plus for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do my usual brow routine. So start by creating a line at the bottom, and then start creating the shape of the brow. I'm noticing this brow pencil is fairly waxy, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I found it quite hard to create like a nice precise line at the end of my brow just because the pigment wasn't like sticking to my skin. It was kind of like slipping and sliding all over the place because it was so waxy. I don't know, I'm definitely gonna have to like go over that and clean that with some concealer. The color is really nice though, but I don't think I can see myself reaching for it. I have a brow pomade here from Eyeko Cosmetics. It's their Brow Game Strong All-in-One Brow Definer and Brush, and this is in the shade Medium. So on one side there's a brush and on the other there's a little brow pomade. So this might be perfect for someone who's traveling or on the go. So it's very small. I feel like this is gonna take a while to get like product out and then have to keep on like dipping in and out. This brush is a little bit too thick for my preference, so I'm going to go in with the Zoeva wing liner brush instead, and it still fits in the little brow pomade, so this is just a little bit more precise. Yeah, so as I predicted, this is a bit of a time-consuming product just because the packaging is so small. You really have to like, first of all, aim your brush for the little hole and then like really get in there to get the product on the brush, whereas normally you can just do like a quick little touch of the product and like you've got the pigment on your brush. But the product itself, it's good. The color suits my brows really well. So like I said, this might be perfect for someone who's more on the go or just needs to do like quick little touch-ups. I have here the Eyeko Brow Gel Style and Define, and it's a tinted gel brow booster. So let's have a look. Ooh, okay, it seems to be quite watery almost. Let me like, I don't know, maybe shake it up a little bit. So it did tip my brow hairs, but like I said, it was a very like watery product. So I kind of took off some of the brow pomade underneath just because it was so watery, and it's kind of left like water droplets on my brow hairs. I don't know, like really weird, but I'm gonna take some concealer to clean up my brows, and then let's see if maybe the water droplets on my brow hairs kind of like dries down and locks my brow hairs into place. So it's been like a good 5 minutes. So I'm gonna take my finger. Let's just see if it's dried. No, I can tell it hasn't. Yeah, see there's a product on my finger, which doesn't make me feel very like secure, you know, like I want to go out of the house knowing that everything is locked into place, and like if I hug someone, half my brow isn't going to come off on them, you know? So that doesn't make me feel very secure about this product, so I can't really see myself reaching for it. For my eyes today, I'm going to take the ColourPop All I See Is Magic palette. So this is what it looks like. It has some beautiful shades in there. Let's start with the shade Imperial, which is like this gorgeous soft pink shade. And I'm going to be popping that in my crease to act as a transition shade. As I pick up the product, there is a little bit of kickback in the pan. Nothing too dramatic, and it doesn't really bother me as long as the shadows perform well on the eye. That's what really matters. Let's go in with Big Spoon, which is like a orangey brown terracotta shade, and I'm just going to be popping that just below the first shade we used and starting to get a little bit of definition into the look. Going in with Go Wish, again I'm applying that in my crease, but really focusing it on the outer corner of my eye. And I found with these shadows you really have to like tap off the brush before you apply it, otherwise you will get fallout on your cheeks. And I'm going to go ahead and do that exact same process on my lower lash line. I'm going to quickly go back in with that same concealer we used earlier and create a half cut crease. I'm also just quickly setting that with some translucent powder. I'm just going to quickly dampen my brush, which is what I do for all my lid shades. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Tinseltown, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to be popping that on that lid space. And this is like a gorgeous bronzy rose gold shade. I'm then taking Never Never, which is like a gold shade, and I'm going to be applying this to the outer edge of this lid space, so that we have a nice ombre from like a rose gold shade to gold. Then blending between the shimmer and matte shades. I'm taking Treat Yourself, which is a white iridescent gold, and I'm popping that on my inner corner to highlight. For mascara, I'm using the Eyeko Lash Alert Wake Up and Go Mascara, and it's in like a little squeezy tube packaging. I've never used a mascara like this, so let's give it a go. It's definitely blackened my lashes, and I've gone ahead and done 2 coats, and it's given me a pretty good length. Like, I'm impressed. It hasn't given me much volume, and I love mascaras that give both volume and length, but this is pretty good. I like it. So before I tell you my thoughts on that ColourPop palette, I want to try the Australis Get Plumped Lip Plumper. And this says apply to lips using fingertips, and expect a tingling sensation as it works its plumping magic. I've never tried a lip plumper before. I'm a little bit scared, but also intrigued. Not the biggest fan of the smell at all. I'm just gonna take it on my finger. Ooh, I can already feel the tingling. Oh, I just got some in my mouth. It tastes disgusting. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can definitely feel the tingling. You know when you get like toothpaste or something on your lips and it feels like that cool burning sensation? That's what it feels like. So I'm just gonna leave that and we'll see what happens. With the ColourPop palette, I like it. The only thing is though that I found it a bit hard to get some depth and definition into the look. I found that when I started to apply the deeper and darker shades, they kind of blended into one another and kind of blended into nothing. So like I said, it was hard to get some depth and definition into the look. But other than that, I think the eye look turned out really well. To lock everything into place, I have here 2 Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting sprays, and if you saw my last video, you know that I like the coconut spray smell better. So I'm just going to give this a shake. So I've left the lip plumper on for a little bit longer. I can't say I can see much of a difference, but I just want it off my lips. I hate the tingling sensation. Like, even if keeping on longer makes a massive difference, like I can't deal with the tingling sensation. Like, I don't know, I feel like anything to do with my lips I'm pretty sensitive about. So this product, it's a no. Like, I would rather just overline my lips. That is just a lot less painful. And finally for lips, I'm taking the Jouer Lip Cream, or Creme to be fancy, in Bare. Now I have tried these before, just once or twice though. I haven't tried this shade before, but the liquid lipsticks that I have never tried before would absolutely just not match this eye look whatsoever. So we're going in with this one here. This is a really nice nude shade. I say this every time, but this smells exactly like the Rainbow Paddle Pop ice cream. It smells so good. And this is the finished look using a whole bunch of new makeup. By the time you see this, you may have already seen me use some of these products just because this video is pre-filmed, but these were all my first thoughts and first impressions of these products. Rather than going through every single product and summing up my thoughts, I thought I would just say my top and bottom 3. So my bottom 3 would be the lip plumper, just because I'm just not a fan of lip plumpers. Also the tinted brow gel, it was just so watery. It was taking off the pomade underneath, not a fan. And also the Makeup Geek bronzer, just because it wasn't pigmented enough. So then I had to really build up the product and then things became a bit ashy and grey looking. But the overall look, I'm happy with. For my top products, I love the Huda Beauty foundation. I think just the coverage of that, amazing. I also loved the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. It just blended out so beautifully. And also that ColourPop highlighter. Wow. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.